Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're diving back into the Untamed. We're diving into the penultimate episode, episode 49. After this, we only have one episode left. Y'all, we are so close to finishing out this journey, and I'm so excited to see where it ends. We just finished reacting to episode 48, and at the end there, Meng Yao was on his knees, seeming kind of repentant a little bit. Well, not even really, but basically saying to Xian, hey, I'm gonna leave this place and never come back. I've already handed over the yin iron and this, that, the other, so can you just let me go? You can see Xian like struggling to do the right thing. Like he's shaking while contemplating whether or not to unsheath his sword and exact justice for all of Meng Yao's crimes. Meanwhile, Wuxia was me. Meng Yao keeps talking and talking. Wuxia just rolling his eyes like, can we stop talking already? Can we finish this? Like, girl. So we're going to dive in and see where this episode takes us. See, just when we are finally getting rid of the one person that I've had on my shit list for 30 plus episodes at this point, finally done and over with. This show knows how to take what seems like the most unassuming characters in the world and turn them into the biggest villains. Oh, y'all couldn't have told me on first watch that y'all had any sort of suspicions when it came to whatever his name is. He didn't appear nearly enough in here for me to, or consistently enough for me to commit his name to memory, but a sweet boy who's always fainting. Like, maybe there might have been that one little incident when they were in the cave, or they were in the burial temple where they first unearthed the sword, that whole little arc we had like 10-15 episodes back. And he was outside. They got like piece of his fabric or something like that. Like, that might have been the first sort of something, but he told a good enough story, and he seemed to be incompetent this whole time. But y'all, and this is me just speculating, because obviously we haven't gotten any concrete proof yet. We got one episode left, but I could tell just from that camera angle after Xian gave him the medicine and he was going over to talk to Meng Yao, and he's like, I'm not going to take it easy on you. I'm not going to kill you so you can, get the easy way out here. You're going to suffer with all this pain and blah, 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 blah. For just a split second, the camera focused on him in the background, just staring over at them. I'm like, what is this? What is this? Because we still have yet to find out who the blackmail letters have been coming from, because Meng Yao said in this episode that he received a blackmail letter, and which is why he organized the whole siege of the burial mounds 7-8 days ago, however long ago that was. And his wife received whatever letters and whatnot. So it's like, we still don't know who these letters are coming from. And that's still the one like outstanding mystery. Who is this other pup? Sorry, still getting over a cold. But who is this other puppet master that is pulling all these strings, playing this giant board of chess? Who is out there doing this? And just, I mean, I was curious why. What is his name? Sushi is the one who defected from the Lan clan. I was wondering why he brought this particular sweet boy who can't really do anything to defend himself. Why that would happen? He's like, well, we just need another good hostage. Someone of high standing. Which I'm like, okay, I guess he is technically the clan leader by default, but he's not really the most intimidating, active, or at least that is what he wants the world to see. And it's like, oh, you better double down on this secret undercover bad guy. Ooh. So when Zhan was laying under Mike to rest the first time, and we got it just barely in the coffin. He starts, coughing up blood, and then there's this skirmish over on the other side of the room, and boy's like, how could you cut me? Why would you do that? You could just escape, blah blah blah. And he's here holding the sword, like, bitch, what are you talking about? I didn't do this. You cut yourself. And then under Mike comes, woo, which I'm like, okay, good. I've been needing him to get off my screen for a while, so yes, just take him out. But there's part of that skirmish where I'm like, I kind of believe the other guy. Like, what reason would he really have to cut you unless, like, a sword spirit or something took over him, or, whatever. There's a lot of sword spirit possessions happening in this series, so it's not out of the question. But yeah, there's really no reason for him to cut that guy out of granted, yes, he might have been the closest one in proximity to him, but like, he wasn't gonna try and prevent him from escaping. Like, he wasn't gonna try and fight him off or hold him down. Like, I don't even think he has a sword with him. Like, there's no reason to attack him, especially when he's been shown so many times to be so susceptible just to a simple bump on the head, or just pass out from his own this life happening around him. So yeah, there's no reason to really. And what is cutting him on the top of his leg gonna do? Like, it might be an inconvenience to walk on, but it's not like a it didn't look deep enough to be like a debilitating cut. Not like we sliced through tendons and like he's gotta have it bandaged and cast up and in a wheelchair and this, that, the other. Like, it looks like it's just a flesh wound. So it's just, top couple layers of skin, we got some blood, and okay, whatever. It'll sting. It's unpleasant, but it's not anything that would drastically impede. Like, if someone were pursuing you, it's not a wound that would greatly impede them from pursuing you. It might sting a little bit, might be uncomfortable, but they could still continue to pursue you. So like, that cut makes no sense if he were trying to escape and he was trying to keep people from coming after him. If anything, no one was looking at him. Everyone was looking at the damn sword. He could have just left. So yeah, it was interesting. And then all of a sudden, Under Mike came for him for whatever reason. Like, it's just very interesting, convenient timing. So yeah, it appears as though he might be, and who knows, maybe it's not. Maybe we'll find out some other information in this last episode, but he's not as similar to Meng Yao earlier in the series. He's not exactly the reputation that he is showing to the world, where everyone kind of sees him as the slightly incapable, very fearful, doesn't want to fight, doesn't want to do this, that, the other younger brother who just kind of inherited this clan. And this, that is like, no, he might have more to him than you think. And why we're playing this long waiting hiding game, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what episode 50 has in store for us, but interesting. I spent the first half of the episode just kind of like, we got a lot of answers from Meng Yao as to why, mainly because he was gonna die at the end of this episode. So, why he did this, why he did that, rationale, this, that, the other. I don't know necessarily that it was an attempt to humanize the character so much as it might just be like, this series in general has been really good about storytelling and building these characters, building these moments. And even with some of the characters that are like just your villains, you look at them like, yeah, they're the bad guy, blah blah blah, like Zhu Yang, they still had a way of like telling his story where it's like, oh, you feel almost empathetic for him. It doesn't excuse any of the things that he's done. It does not make me forgive him for the things he's done, but there is something that makes you feel a little, some of us, I won't say everybody, but a little empathetic towards him. We're like, oh wow, that is a tragic story. He had a tragic life. No wonder he ended up like this. No wonder he ended up doing all this kind of stuff, because man, that just giving some sort of context to the person. So I feel like that's kind of what they're trying to do with Meng Yao. It's just, for me at this point, I've been over Meng Yao for quite some time. So the whole story time humanizing, or just giving context to his life and his actions, I don't care. Can we? I just need him to no longer be on my screen. Can we just end him already? That's all I need at this point. We're so close to the end. I don't care why he did things. Just end him already. But we did get those answers for people who want those answers, or who may want to feel some sort of sympathy or empathy for him. That's fine. So we have those. I'm not one of those people. I just needed him to not be alive at the end of this, and it seems as though he is going to not be alive. So great. What else? Jinling, oh, that poor baby going through it this episode. Find out more information about the uncle he thought was his loving, true, good uncle is actually the worst of his uncles. Meanwhile, the uncle that he had that had the worst reputation is out here saving the world, doing this, that, the other. This uncle over here, who's always been a hothead, he's still that. That's not changed. He's just injured right now. And then he'd get held hostage, and he's got this razor wire to his throat, and I'm like, Lord, this poor little baby boy, he's just going through it this episode. That is not a good day for him. He is not having a good day. What else? So we also had Sweet Boy Ayuan, or I can't remember what his law name is right now, because a lot of these names have so many similar parts to them, just in different orders. I'm like, I say one thing, I'm like, nope, that's someone else's. That's a different character. That's half of someone else's name. But he got brought into the fold for reasons. I guess he ran into Wenning and was trying to subdue him, and I guess he got pushed all the way here, because Wenning, he flew off like a bat out of hell 2-3 episodes ago. He saw some red colors in the sky, and he's like, fly. And I've been wondering where the hell he's been this whole damn time. So I don't know if those red colors were the sword spirit summoning him, calling him, if that was, because that was before new villain. Again, his name starts with an H, I think. But that was before he was captured and brought here. So I don't know if that was him off in the distance, casting some sort of spell on Undermight to summon Wenning. If that was the sword spirit acting of its own accord. If I don't know. I don't know what happened there. But he ran off, and then he came back with possessed by Undermight. So the sword spirit was out here seeking vengeance, I suppose. So it was going after Meng Yao, and then in the skirmish, when Meng Yao's arm got cut off, some blood got on to Jinling. So then the sword started to turn its attention to Jinling. I'm assuming it got confused just because the blood was there. Or maybe it was being possessed, tampered with by boy over there. Who knows? We were able to freeze the sword in the middle of the air, and for whatever godforsaken reason, they did not have the brilliant idea to just migrate Jinling. Just the sword is coming after him. It's right here. We're 3 inches away from his face, and we've got it frozen. It's shaking. It's coming, but it's frozen pretty good. So my instinct, naturally, is when something harmful is coming towards me to move out of the path of that harmful thing. That's just it's not everyone's MO. There's so many times I've seen horror movies and whatnot where someone shoots them and they just scream, no, they just scream at the bullet like they've got Sindel's powers and they're just gonna shatter the bullet or something. They're like, no, instead of, I don't know, ducking, moving out of the way. Granted, bullets are fast, I get it, but standing there and screaming is not going to help. So rather than trying to move Jinling anywhere, left, right, back, just somewhere, some combination of those. We stood there and we stared at the sword, and I'm like, y'all, if y'all don't move this boy out of the path of the sword, because I don't know how long this frozen is going to stay frozen, so move him. And then some other stuff happened, and finally, when Ning's consciousness was taking over his body, the sword was still, putting up a fight, but he's like, I can't hold him, and then he's like, fine. He starts cutting himself on the blade. He's like, I'm gonna hold it, get him out of here. I'm like, why did we not get him out of here like 10 minutes ago when this first started? Like, y'all, move, do something, Lord. Yeah, so that was terribly frustrating. I'm like, y'all, I need y'all to do better, come on. What else happened? I think those are the major plot points. So at this point, the defector of the Lan clan is dead, which, great. Masterful. It seems as though Meng Yao is on his way out. He's got one foot in the grave at this point, because Sweet Boy over here is like, well, first he took the medicine, and at first I thought he was like switching the medicine, because I'm hearing clinking in his things. I was like, okay, maybe he's got another thing in the same kind of bottle, and he's gonna put a poison or something instead of a medicine. But then Xian came over. It's like, hey, give me the medicine, bitch, give me the medicine, hurry up. And then it's like, brother, look out. And Xian just acted on instinct, just sword, stab, without even sensing anything, looking at it. He's just like, oh, he's warning me something's happened. Let me fight off whatever's in me. And did Meng Yao, and it's like, ooh, not Meng Yao being done in by his own kind of tricks. Somebody acting sweet and innocent, talking about, oh no, look behind you, there's something bad happening. Ooh, if that ain't like instant karma coming for you in the current lifetime, I don't, child. So yes, Meng Yao is on his way out, and we're going to dive into the last episode and see where that takes us. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah.
Stranded here, stranded here, stranded. Stranded here, stranded here, time we had